GATE 2014 Civil Engineering Set 1 Question 15. The action of negative skin friction on the pile is to: Option A. Increase the ultimate load on pile. B. Reduce the allowable load on pile. C. Maintain the working load on pile. And D. Reduce the settlement of the pile. The relevant NPTEL reference has been listed. So when we discuss the phenomenon of negative skin friction, it occurs on a pile when the soil around the pile is generally loose or soft. So what happens is the loose soil around the pile settles more than the pile, which leads to friction acting on the pile in downward direction. So this phenomenon is called as the negative skin friction. So let us visualize the pile. So if this is our pile, there are two kinds of loads that act on a normal pile. So if the load Q is getting acted, this load is shared by the frictional load and the load at the end bearing. So Q is given as QF plus QB. This is in the case of a normal pile. But if the pile is experiencing friction, what happens is the soil around the pile settles more than the pile. So due to this, the friction start acting in the downward direction. So this reduces the allowable load on the pile, because initially the load that was being shared by the soil due to action of friction, now the same friction is acting in the downward direction, which will reduce the allowable load. So the allowable load for case 2 would be less than the allowable load in case 1 due to the phenomenon of negative skin friction. So the action of negative skin friction on the pile is to reduce the allowable load on the pile. That is option B. The relevant NPTEL reference has been listed.